Hello again, YouTube friends. Dustin Bellinger here, and gonna do a quick video sharing a recent acquisition. I got this card here in a trade, 1955 Bowman Willie Mays, and I traded about 129 uh, slabbed cards for this one card. Uh, if some of you know, back in late November, I did kind of a slab sale where I was selling, some things from my Hall of Fame collection, just trying to kind of clear out some room. Family, we're looking to move into a different place. It's actually going to be bigger, but at the same time, it's like with moving, it just seems like in the past few months, I've been kind of inspired to kind of make a little room. I feel like I'm coming up on the limits of space that I have to store some of my collection. So, just made a concentrated effort to things that were, you know, the lesser items in some of my collection to move some of those things. And so back in November, I sold about 75 slabs. And then here, just now with this, I took basically 120 PSA slabs that hadn't sold during my sale. Either I didn't get them listed or, because only, or if I did, there just wasn't any takers on them. But kind of put them all together. I added a couple of SGC slabs and a couple of Beckett slabs that I had of just, things that was ready to kind of move on from. And it was, I kind of added it up. I had maybe only $400 or so, maybe, and probably right around that into all of those items. Uh, and, because I'd gotten them all fairly inexpensively off of eBay when grading was cheap. And, you can buy people's regrets, pretty inexpensively back then. Card that they thought was going to be something else got, a lower grade. So these were almost exclusively kind of off-grade cards. It was stuff from 1957. There was like a PSA 2 Enos Slaughter in there. And then there was also some stuff up to, I want to say maybe 95, maybe 98. I can't remember exactly. But everything in there was Hall of Fame cards and almost all active year stuff. There was a couple of things. There was like a Ty Cobb, a Willie Mays, and like a Pie Trainer, and like a George Sisler. So less than 4, maybe 5 cards, half a dozen total that weren't from a player's active playing days. And just looking at sold comps on eBay for things in this, I was kind of the impression, just looking, it's like if I was willing to sell them all individually and, just put them at bins and get my price on them and take the time to do that, if I would manage to sell them all, I could potentially get somewhere in the neighborhood of 800, maybe a little bit more for those. Now, what as you know, with shipping costs and eBay fees, PayPal fees, you're not going to clear that much. You're going to be lucky to clear maybe $600 if you out of that, and the amount of time and effort it was going to take to do that. I was definitely interested in the idea of just doing a bulk sale, and so went into and just talked to the local LCS guy. Showed him what I had. Told him, I was looking, if I could, I'd like to get about 500. And I also threw in some J Publishing photos. I had some Yankees ones and some Giants ones that I hadn't been able to sell on eBay. Uh, and, I told him, I'd throw those in just to kind of sweeten the deal. And, he was like, well, I just don't know that I have the funds to do that right now, to lay that out. He'd had a lot of expenses for buying other things and other purchases for the shop and that. So he just didn't. And so what I thought was, well, let's see about making a trade. And so I went over to the vintage card case, and I saw this Willie Mays was priced at $400. And I said, hey, let's say we did a deal on that. And I knew this was a consignment card. So in a way, it's like that actually makes it a little cheaper for him, because he's really only got to pay, the portion of his consignment. So if he's getting 10% of it, then he's paying $360 out of pocket to whoever he got the consignment from. And so it just seemed like, hey, this would be a good way to facilitate the transaction and make it work. And I'd kind of sold him on the idea. It's like you could turn this into a bargain slab box, just to put on your table when you do shows and things. That if you price them at $10 each, and at $400, $500, he could end up selling them for $5 and still make a profit. And there was plenty of them in there that you could get more than 10 for if you want, or at least you could price it out and work your way down to that. There was nothing in there that you could put a price tag of like $25 on and expect you were going to get it. But there was things in there that you might find somebody willing to pay 20 for it. And 15 was a possibility. 15 to 12 was certainly possible on some of them. But most everything else was $10 or less was what you would reasonably expect that it's going to sell for. But in any case, with all that said, he took the deal, and couple days later, this past weekend, I went to the toy show that he was selling some cards and toys at, and the show opened at 9, and I didn't make it over there till about 11. I was like, stopped by his tables and said hello, how's it going? Hope you're off to a good start for the show. He's like, hey, you know what? I sold that entire box of slabs already. I was like, you did great. Said, he'd taken time to price them all individually, but set them on his table, and one of the other dealers came by and flipped through them and was like, what do you want for all of them? So he managed to flip the whole thing for a profit. So worked out for both of us. I'm happy for him that it ended up working out for him to be able to make a little bit of a profit off the deal, and I made some space and acquired, this one very beautiful card. Now, as far as people always want to know grade that. This has really nice eye appeal for a pretty solid mid-grade card, but I think if you're going to grade it, there's a bit of a crease that you can kind of see it right there, and then right there, see, so you've got some creasing right around there. I think that caps out the grade that you're unlikely to get, I don't think, better than a 3. I'd say 3's probably where this would fall. I could see the potential, when you get a hard crease, sometimes a 2 is what they'll give you. And so, this would be a remarkably nice looking 2 or 3, but I'd still say that that's probably where it would fall. Anyway, I've got to end this here. Running out of space on the phone here, so we'll talk to you later. Bye now.